Hey everybody, so I've got any card at any number card trick to show you. That's where like a spectator picks a card and then somebody picks a random number and then their card ends up being at that number. And so this is a really neat trick. I'm not going to say that I came up with it because I've seen like other people do this trick before. Penn and Teller did this trick, and Alex Pandrea, and that's where I learned this trick, was online from Alex Pandrea. But I think I put my own little spin on it by making it any card at any number, so it makes it a little bit more powerful. And the cool thing about this is that it's a free choice. The magician doesn't have to do any sleight of hand at all, and the spectator can pick whatever, like, and they can handle the cards like a little bit. So you're going to be handling the cards the most, but they get to go do like half of the work. Anyway, so I'll get into the trick and then I'll explain how it's done after the trick. Like, I'll give it a little tutorial, okay? Sorry, I kind of suck at overhand shuffling. All right, so you have somebody pick a card. Let's say they pick this one here, okay? And I'm not even going to look at this card. I'm just going to show it to the camera and set it right there. Oops, set it there. And then you have the person who selected this card, spectator, put that card there and cut the deck, okay? Now you can tell them that you have no idea what their card is, which is true. But you do know approximately where it is, like it's in the middle somewhere, because they cut the cards, right? So what I'm gonna do is just cut the cards a few times, and let's just say you got a group of people that you're doing this trick for, okay? So you had a spectator pick a card, you're cutting the cards a bunch of times, mixing them up a bit, okay? And then you have somebody in the group think of a number, okay? So tell them to think of something between 1 and 52 or something, maybe not quite that high, all right? Because you don't want to have to count down 52 cards. So they think of 3, okay? So you count down 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Turn over the next card. And that should match the spectator's selection. Okay, so I will teach you how this trick is done. Okay, so getting into the explanation, you're going to need 2 things. That's really all this trick needs. The first thing is a setup, and the second thing is you need somebody helping you out. So you need somebody in the audience who thinks of a number, okay? So the setup is going to be, you have all the clubs or hearts or diamonds or whatever you want, whatever suit, on the bottom, and that's going to be in numerical order, okay? So because I did the performance already, I had to put a couple cards back in order. So I've got ace through king. So you're going to start with the lowest number and go to the highest number. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack is 11. Queen is 12, okay? And king means 13. Okay, so whatever suit you want, you're going to have it stacked in order from ace to king on the bottom, all right? Now, when I started this trick, I shuffled a bit. You can shuffle anything above your stack, so anything above the king, all right? So I'm not the greatest at overhand shuffling, and that's true. So I'm just doing it like this, just kind of mixing these up. And then make sure you put the rest of them down at the bottom. Okay. So have somebody pick a card. It can be a free choice as long as they don't go further down like this. So what I think I like to do is just kind of push off a whole block and spread out the middle, and then kind of backtrack and have them spread out or select something. So let's say they selected the one I just dropped. And that way they're not going too deep. So if you've spread off a whole bunch at first and then go deep and then start spreading these ones out, then they'll most likely take something from up here or the center. Okay. So let's say they take the 7 of hearts. You have them look at it. You don't have to look at it at all. And then they put it back on top, and then have them cut the deck. Okay, now they can cut the deck and complete the cut over and over again if you want. Oops. And then you take over and say, okay, now I know approximately where your card is because you cut the deck about center twice. Okay, so, but you don't know what their card is. So, but you know it's somewhere in the middle, right? So you're just going to cut the cards a few more times. Now, what you're going to do now is you're going to give them a little bit of a mix up. Okay. And so what I'm doing now is I'm cutting them again over and over again until I get to a club. Okay. Right now it's on the Jack of clubs. So the person helping you out, you're going to advise them, or prepare them to think of or to watch out for a club, and you're going to stop at a club. So as soon as you stop, they're going to have to look at the bottom card, which is the Jack of clubs. That means, and because all the clubs are in order, that means that this number away is going to be the selection. So Jack is 11, okay? So let's just say you land on a number card, okay? So I'm going to go back a little bit to an 8, okay? So let's say you stop cutting the cards and you land on the 8 of clubs, okay? So rather than having your spectator say 8, because 8's already sticking out like this, you tell them to think of one number less than what the club is that's showing, okay? So I hope you're following along. So they're going to think of 7, all right? That way, nobody's suspicious. If they say 8 and everybody else in the group, back when we used to perform magic for a group of people, everybody else sees an 8 and they say 8, it's going to be a little suspicious. So they say 7, okay? That still means the spectator's card is 8 cards away, but you count down 7 cards, okay? So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 7 is burned into people's minds, and then you have them turn over the next card, and that'll be their selection, okay? So it's still 8 cards away. Or you can do it the same way and have it be the actual number, okay? So let's say you're cutting the cards a bunch of times, or mixing them up, and you get to another club. The block is right there, okay? So you get to another club after mixing them up, and somebody says 4. That's fine too, okay? But it's going to be less suspicious if they think of the number less than what's showing. Okay, so you can count down 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 4th card will be the selection. Okay. what else was I going to say? So the reason this is working is because this is how many cards away that is, okay? So 8 cards away will be the selection because it was on top. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. And then if you want to reset, or if you don't want to do this reset kind of thing, if you want to be able to instantly do the trick again, then you could have somebody, or once you cut to a card, let's say they cut a jack, which is 11, then you can count like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so now all these cards are still in the same order. You just have to put them back on the bottom rather than reverse the order. Okay, and that's how the trick is done. It's pretty simple, and make sure you give it a like and a thumbs up. One more thing I was going to address is, what if you land on an ace? So they're going to have to think of 1. You say, okay, you just kind of laugh it off a little bit. You think that whatever card they selected is anywhere lost in this deck between 1 and 52, and you think it's 1. Think it over a little bit. Do you want to change your mind? So really kind of push it on them to change their mind. They got to stick to 1, okay? Because that's where their card is going to be. As long as all these cards aren't in the wrong order or anything. So there you go. Just have fun with it, and it's a really neat trick. It's really simple to do, and please like and subscribe. Take care.